Now that we have a listener waiting for incoming connections, we're going to create a backdoor. To do that, we're going to use a command called useStager. So if I do help, you'll see that we have a command called useStager. And basically, Empire calls backdoors, they call them stagers. They call them that because of the way Empire backdoors work. First of all, they generate secure communication between the client and the server, so between the target and us. They do that using AES encryption, and they use a key exchange protocol called EKE. So while this process happens, the code gets executed in stages, and that's why it's called a stager. So if I just type in useStager and hit the tab button twice, you'll see all the types of backdoors that I can create. So I can create multi-backdoors, which should work on different or multiple operating systems. I can create OS X backdoors, as you can see in here, and I can create Windows backdoors. And what I'm interested in at the moment is to create a Windows backdoor. And we're going to create Windows Launcher Bat, which creates an executable with a bat extension. So I'm going to use Stager, and then I'm going to put the name of the stager that I want to use, which is Windows Launcher. And I can just type in and use the tab to autocomplete. So if I just do LAU and put a tab, it'll automatically complete. And if I put a B and put a tab, again, it'll automatically complete. Okay, now I'm inside that stager, and if I type in info, it'll show me all the options that I can set for that stager. Again, I can set these options using the set command. And the most important one that we want to do is to set the listener name. Remember, when we created the listener, we called it HTTP. So to change the name in here, we're gonna set, and again, you can just type in LI and press the tab button, and it will automatically complete for you. And I'm gonna set the name to HTTP. And the next thing that I wanna set is the out file. So this is the location and the name where the out file is gonna be stored, or the backdoor. And we want to store this in our evil files directory in our web server. So I'm going to set that from here. So I'm going to do set, and I'm going to type O and hit the tab button, and it's automatically completing for me again. And I'm going to say that I want to store this in var www html evil files. So this is the location where we stored all of our backdoors in the web server, and I'm gonna call this file empire http 8080, and this is gonna be .bat. So we're using the set command to set an option. The option that we're setting is out file, which is the location where the backdoor or the stager gonna be stored, and we're storing it in var www html evil files, and we're calling the file empire http 8080.bat. So if I hit enter and do info, you'll see all my options are set correctly, and I'm gonna do execute to generate this backdoor. And you can see that we got a message telling us that the backdoor is stored in var www html evil files empire http 8080. Now if I go down, you'll see that my empire backdoor is already stored in var www html evil files. Now before I send this to my target machine, I'm gonna test it in no distribute and see how well it performs. So I'm gonna give the location of it in here. So it's stored in var www html evil files, and it's called empire http 8080.bat. I'm gonna click on open, upload or scan file, And as you can see, we managed to bypass pretty much all antiviruses except two. So it only got detected by Kaspersky and Avast. And it managed to bypass all other antiviruses, all other 35 antivirus programs. Now let's test this backdoor and make sure that it works. So I'm gonna close this in here. And we won't need to listen on anything because, as we said before, this is already listening for incoming connections. So all we have to do is literally just download the backdoor and run it. So our backdoor is stored in 10.20.14.2.13 evil files. And this is it. It's called Empire HTTP BAT. So I'm gonna download it, run it. And right now we can see that we have an agent and it's active. So now to interact with that agent, we first need to type in agents. And you can see it's listing the connection, this particular connection. And the connection has a name. It's coming from this IP. And it's coming from a machine called MSH Win10. And it's using a PowerShell code, or it's running through a PowerShell process. Now to interact with this, we're still not interacting with the hacked machine. To interact with it, we're gonna have to type in interact and put the name of the agent. So the name is K6. If you just put K6 and put a tab, it will automatically complete for you, and hit enter. And now we're inside it. So if I do sysinfo, I'll get the system information. And basically now I have full access to the target computer like I had before. So again, this is just another method, another way to generate a backdoor that's not detectable by antivirus programs. And we're not gonna talk about how to use this because we're gonna discuss using it in the post-exploitation section.